Welcome to Philosophy 1201, Section 90, Ethics. You're taking this over the summer, and man, it is jam-packed. It's really no worse than if you took it accelerated during the rest of the year, but you're taking a 16-week course in 8 weeks, and so, man, you're in for quite a bit of reading. First of all, welcome. I'm Dr. Myers, and I'll be your instructor. You can open D2L if you wish, and you can follow along with me. I've got, I think, everything updated. Someone will always find a mistake, and as soon as you do, all you need to do is call me or text me or email me, and I will get it fixed as quickly as possible. I really make an effort that there are no little mistakes, but one always will creep into the content section. But at any rate, welcome to Introduction to Ethics. Like it says right there in the welcome section on the opening page under News, please take some time to examine the course syllabus and the calendar. Our textbook is as follows: Ethics, Theory, and Practice, 11th edition by Dr. Jacques Thoreau. Exams, we'll talk more about a lot of these things, but exams are open book. They do not need to be proctored, and you do not need the Respondus Dropbox tool. Now, because of the accelerated pace of the course, it is imperative that you keep up with your assigned reading. That being said, I'd like you to go over, you can pause this video right now and go over all of the items that are found in the content section. Go over them completely and go over them thoroughly. They will answer 99.99% of all of the questions that you will have. I look forward to working with each and every one of you this summer. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to call me. My number is listed right there on the syllabus. And I insist that you call me. A lot of times students are hesitant to do that. They'll say something like, "Oh, I didn't want to bother you at home." My time is your time. So please, if you have a question or a concern, first check the content section. But if you find that it doesn't answer your questions, then call me at the number that's listed, or use email, or text me. I mean, I've got a smartphone and an iPad. I can get this anywhere that I may be. And I will be traveling this summer as well. I'll be at Camp Ripley for a week. I will be at, actually the course will be over before I'm going to be at summer camp, but I will be at Camp Ripley for a week, but I'll be able to get anything that you have. So that being said, go ahead, go to Materials in D2L, pop open Content. You will see quite a few things under the table of contents. You'll see course information, assignments, chapter PowerPoints, textbook chapters. You'll find lectures and assignment information. Now, first of all, let's look at assignment information. When you click on it, you will see an APA template, which will help you with your exam, or excuse me, which will help you with your paper. I'm not going to do much for you for the exam. You'll find an article from the Student Nurses Association news magazine on how to write an abstract. It's a tremendous asset, and I think you should take some time to read it. And then you'll see an example of a properly formatted APA style paper. There are some differences. This was a paper I wrote for BSU, but if you look at that, it will answer most of your questions when it comes to writing the paper. Now, that being said, let's go to course information. You've got two things. You've got instructor information and you've got the syllabus. First of all, as far as instructor information goes, as I said, I'm David Myers. Right now I'm an LPN, but I am working on the RN program as well. I have a Bachelor of Science from the University of the State of New York. I have a master's degree in religious studies. I have a Master of Arts, and then a Master of Divinity and a Doctor of Divinity. I have gone through the programs the same as most of you. I began attending NTC in 2004. I completed the LPN program in 2006, and I got my license for January 2007. I've served in the following capacities at a number of colleges and universities. I've been a professor of Bible and theology at Southern California Seminary. I've been an adjunct professor of Bible at Christian Heritage College, adjunct instructor in humanities at Vincennes College and Southern Illinois University and at Central Texas College. Here in Bemidji, I've served at NTC since, goodness, 2005, I think. And I've taught philosophy off and on since 1997. I've also taught at Oak Hills Christian College as an adjunct instructor in Old Testament. In addition to teaching, I've pastored at a number of churches. I currently serve as senior pastor at Ridgewood Baptist Church here in Bemidji. I've written a couple of books, one published in 2002. It's a text in systematic theology. My wife says that if she can't sleep, that's better than a sleeping pill. But I have written a number of books and some articles. And again, I've taught ethics since 1997 at both secular colleges and religious colleges. It is my hope, as well as the program managers, actually I am the program manager, that combination of classical and nursing education will bring a unique perspective to this course. At any rate, that's who I am. Retired from the military in 2001 after 22 years of active duty. I've served in the Civil Air Patrol since 2006, and I fill in when they need chaplains in the summer and throughout the year. I currently serve as the Minnesota Wing Chaplain with a rank of Lieutenant Colonel. All right, that's me. Let's see, let's go back, and boy, D2L is kind of slow today. We'll go back to content. It's a beautiful day outside. I'm filming this on Saturday the 17th. The course will open on Monday the 19th, but man, it's nice out there. I am hitting the golf course this afternoon, and that is for sure. For some reason, there we go, content. Course information again. Very slow. There we go. Open up the syllabus, and voila. I'm not going to read the entire syllabus. I know they do in some classes. I figure you're able to read, or you wouldn't be taking a D2L course. But here are some methods that I use to assess competence. One, required reading. And at the end of the course, there is a reading report that you will turn in by the 1st of August. And all that it is I, student's name, have completed blank percentage of the reading. So you can get 10 points simply for keeping up with the reading. There are examinations, there is a writing project, and then there are section assignments and discussion boards, and we'll talk about each of those a little bit. Reading, as I said, 10% of the grade. You will look at the schedule on page 4 of this syllabus to see what needs to be read and when. But this course relies heavily on discussion. If you were taking this in the classroom, which is my favorite way to teach this, it's heavy on the discussion. As it is, you're going to be using the discussion boards. And so you need to keep up with the reading if you're going to intelligently discuss the chapters. That being said, when you do make your postings, and you'll make 3 postings for each section, one original and 2 responses. It can't be 2 sentences. I will not count it. And so, you need to put some time and effort and thought into each posting. And you can't simply say, oh, I agree with you on that last point, because that's not going to count either. But at any rate, reading is 10%, discussions are 15, 5 points for each section. Now you'll get 1 point for each posting. So that's pretty easy. You make 3 postings, you get 3 points. Then you're going to have to read. I require that you read each and every posting that's made. Every section, they'll be after the first section each semester, some student will say, well, I only got 3 points. Well, yeah, because you didn't do the reading. Well, I didn't know that was required. Well, I announce it. It's listed under the assignments, and so you do have to do the reading, and you have to read each posting. Now, that being said, what I do is I divide the reading into 3. So if there are 90 posts, if you read, excuse me a minute. My wife's in the background, and she is talking on the phone rather loudly. Where were we? I think we were in discussions. That's right. So if there are 90 postings, the 0 through 30 reading gets you no points. If you read 31 through 60, you'll get 1 point. And if you read 61 or higher, you will get 2 points. Now, why do I do that? Because inevitably, many of you will wait until the last minute. Excuse me a moment. Sally! What? I'm filming. I closed the door because you're so loud. Right outside my window. Sorry about that. At any rate, you'll wait until 11:59 and you'll make posts. And, people go to bed. And so that's how we do the discussions. Discussions are not to be confused with discussion questions. We'll talk more about that in a moment. Exams. Course is broken up into 3 sections. Each is divided into 4 chapters of the textbook. Each section has a corresponding examination. And each test is worth 10% of your final grade. Added up, these examinations make up 30% of your final grade. Now, that being said, I will warn you, the exams are difficult. The reading is difficult. This is a 3-unit college philosophy course. That being said, students will complain, oh, the reading is difficult. You know what? Of course it's difficult. Welcome to college. I don't want to read that in the posts. I know that the textbook is hard, and I know that you will have to read each chapter several times. That's philosophy. Any philosophy course, any ethics course, and ethics is a branch of philosophy, one of the 5 branches. And so I don't want to read about that. Oh, the reading is really hard. I had trouble with it. Well, yes, you will. That being said, because I know the exams are difficult, I have practice exams. You can take each practice exam as many times as you wish. The exams come directly off of the practice exams. If you take them, you can print them out, you can go over them in your head, you can memorize them. I don't care. But you may not use those notes on your exams. That's cheating. It's too easy. If you can memorize them and get them in your melon, then that's all right. But that's just the way that it is. But you could take those exams, the practice exams, as many times as you wish. There are no trick questions. What you see is what you get. There may be 50 questions in section 1. I can't remember how many practice questions there are. But of those, I'm not going to use all of them. So you can memorize but you're not going to see them all on the exam. But please take the practice exams. The tests are hard. That being said, I don't want you worrying so much about exams. I have extra credit that you can do. Say you get a 40, and some of you will, because you won't do the practice exams for the first exam. Then you'll find, oh, this is really hard. Yeah, it is. and you'll probably use them from that point on. But say you get a 40. You will open the exam and you will write a short blurb in Word, using Word, and then you'll put it in the appropriate drop box, and I will raise a 40 to a 70. If you get a 75 and you do the same thing, I'll raise it to an 80, and so on up to a 95. I'm not going to raise it above a 95. Traditionally, very few students use extra credit. And the ones that do are always the ones that already have a 95. But it's there for you. It's there for you. Discussion questions or questions for review, exercises for review. Section 1, I break this down in the syllabus. Any 2 questions from each chapter. That's it. But don't put 1 sentence because I won't count that. The average student will do between 2 and 4 or 5 pages for each of these assignments. I'm not telling you what you have to do. You just have to answer them, but answer them completely and thoughtfully. And then, of course, your writing project is 30% of your grade. The student, I'm going to read this right off the syllabus. The student is to write a term paper on an ethical topic covered in the course, but not on abortion. The paper is to be at least 7 pages, but no longer than 9 pages in length. You're going to use APA format, and I have linked in D2L to a couple of spots at the University of Wisconsin. You can also use the Purdue OWL website, but you do need to use APA format. You need a abstract, and you need a title page and a works cited or bibliography. Those are at least 3 pages right there. Well, not at least. Those will be 3 pages. And they do not count in the 7 to 9. 7 to 9 pages of content. That being said, APA format calls for double spaced. And so you will double space everything but the block quotes. And it's just not as long of an assignment as it seems. Students seem to be afraid, so don't wait till the last minute to write your paper. It is due on the 28th of July. The course ends on the 1st of August. And of course, I don't remember if I said it opens on the 19th of May and it closes on the 1st of August. But your paper is due on 28th July. Now listen, a lot of times students will not turn one in. They'll think, well, I've done very well. I'll take a 70. You will fail the course if you do not turn in a term paper. If you write on abortion, I will subtract at least 5 points. Abortion is off the table. Since 1997, I have read 1,000 papers on abortion. I can't take any more. Anything else is wide open. Some possible topics are gun control, legalization of marijuana is a popular one, the ethics of our rehabilitative doctrine of how we sentence someone to prison, whatever interests you, as long as it is an ethical topic, except for abortion, it is open. All right, grades are A, B, C, D, and F. Now, I do not use the standard nursing, an A is a 100 to a 94. 90 to 100 is an A. 89 to 80 is a B, and so on. Let's look at course schedule. Exams are open for a week. As I said, you don't need them proctored. You don't need to use Respondus. They're open book, but not open note. But they're only open for 60 minutes, 60 seconds. That would be quite the job to take the whole thing in 60 seconds. But 60 minutes. Exam 1 opens on Monday the 2nd of June and closes on Monday the 9th of June. Opens at midnight and closes at 11:59. So you have 7 full days to take the first 2 exams. Each covers 4 chapters. Third exam's a little different. It opens on Monday and closes on Friday. Why? Because the semester's over, so you have to have it in by Friday at midnight. By the way, don't wait till midnight. Students do, and then when their computers crash, I don't feel very sympathetic. Not if you've waited to the last minute. You have a whole week to take the thing. So 2 through 9 June is exam 1, 30 June through 7 July is exam 2, and 28 July through 1 August is exam 3. Term paper again, 28 July. Failure to turn one in is bad, is an automatic F in the course. Reading assignment schedule, 9 June, the student will have read chapters 1 through 4, and chapters 1 through 4 discussion questions are also due at this time. And the discussions close at that same time at midnight. So when the exam closes, all work needs to be turned in and all all discussions need to be completed. 7 July is for section 2 and 1 August is for section 3. So boom, that is your syllabus. Let us go back and look at some of the other things in D2L. Go to materials, go to content, and you will see that I have instructions for the exercises for review, instructions for term paper, instructions for discussion board, instructions for examinations, required reading and extra credit. A lot of times, what do I need to do for required reading? It's right here. Read it! But they won't, and some of you won't, and you won't turn it in, and you'll miss 10 points, 10 easy points. Not my fault, but it makes me feel bad when I dock somebody entire letter grade simply because they didn't turn it in. That being said, be honest. If you completed 80%, you need to say, I completed 80% of the reading, you'll get 8 out of 10 points. That's how it works. I had a student that complained and went to the dean because she said that she read 20% and I gave her 2 points and she was livid. Well, I was honest. I expect 10 points. Well, you're not going to get it. You know, you get the points for what you accomplished, not just for being honest. I expect you to be honest. This is an ethics course, for goodness sakes. At any rate, you've got, instructions here. You've got slideshows, for the chapter PowerPoints taken right from the textbook. The textbook releases these. In addition to that, I have made videos of each and every chapter up through 12. Because you're only being tested on chapters 1 through 12. 13 through 16, we simply don't have time to get through it. You can read that on your own. Now, what if you don't get your textbook in time? That happens every course. I have the first 4 chapters. I scanned them and put them on line. So no excuses. They're there. Your textbook will come in within the first week or 2 weeks. Mine have already come in because I ordered them early. But if you waited to the last second, boom, I've got them here. Now you're going to say, I have the textbook, but I don't have the 11th edition. I have the 10th edition or the 9th. That's okay. Pagination changes, that's it. You'll be responsible to find out what the pages are, but they're very similar. And then again, I have lectures. The first one is the one you're watching, and then I have them for, chapters up through 12. Now, I think I've answered most of the common questions. Welcome to the course. Don't hesitate to call me. That's the important thing. And keep up with the reading. If you don't, it's going to be a miserable 8 weeks. But if you do, you're not going to have the problems. That and take the practice exams. Have a great day. And I'm going to hit the golf course. Bye-bye.